Hello, powerful women. This month we are celebrating women. A few days ago we had the International Women's Day, and in a few days from now we are going to be celebrating mothers. Today I want to dive deep into a topic that I think hits home for so many of us as women, and that's the issue of impostor syndrome and self-sabotage. Have you ever felt like you're just faking it despite the fact that you're very brilliant, or you feel as if you're caught in that sneaky cycle of doubt that makes you question every achievement? You're not alone. In this video today, I want to unravel some of the myths and the misconceptions around these feelings, thereby empowering you to reclaim your narrative. It is time for you to recognize your worth and silence that inner critic and step boldly into your greatness. So grab a cozy seat. Let's talk about how to break free and finally embrace the remarkable woman that you are meant to be. Are you ready? Let's jump right in, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more empowering content. Women often grapple with impostor syndrome, and this is a psychological pattern where individuals doubt their achievements and have a persistent fear of being exposed as a fraud. This self-doubt can be paralyzing. It can block potential and it can hinder personal growth. But what is it that fuels this feeling? Women frequently wrestle with self-doubt, with self-sabotage, engaging in behaviors that undermine their own success while they navigate a world which is rife with unfair comparisons and self-limiting beliefs. Self-sabotage is common, but it is a destructive companion to imposter syndrome, particularly among women who are navigating high-stake challenges. It manifests as behaviors or choices that undermine one's own success, and it is often driven by fear, by self-doubt, or a subconscious belief that one doesn't deserve to succeed. For instance, I had to pick up the pieces after the loss of my husband and rebuild our business with help. I could have opted for short-term ease and just sold off all the assets, take my children and go start a new life outside the country, as some people suggested to me at the time. Now, they're not giving me this advice out of hatred or anything, but they genuinely feared for me and wanted to see me settle elsewhere with their children. And just for me to be okay, they wanted me to be okay. So overcoming self-sabotage requires loads of courage and intentionality. Let's unpack this and see how and why women self-sabotage. So how do women self-sabotage? It can manifest in various ways, and I'm going to list them. Number one, discouraging self-talk or undermining your achievements. Women might dismiss their achievements or attribute them to luck rather than acknowledging their hard work. For instance, after receiving praise for a successful project, a woman might think, I was just lucky this time. In doing that, you minimize the things that you have achieved, maybe out of a false sense of modesty or force of habit, and then you overcredit others. I think that this stems from a subconscious fear or belief that when you acknowledge your competence, you risk raising expectations, and these expectations, you believe that you will not be able to meet them. So, for instance, earlier on, I thought to myself, I'm not a security business expert. I questioned my ability to run that business alone after my husband passed. But in spite of my fears, I persisted and I reframed doubt into growth. Number two, avoiding challenges or opportunities. Out of fear of failure, some women shy away from opportunities that could help them to grow. Look at this scenario. A talented professional who avoids applying for promotion because she's convinced that she won't be good enough, despite the fact that she has the qualifications. Some people have declined promotions and hesitated to take risks, or they outsource decisions to other people for fear of failure or being exposed as unqualified. I could have sold the business and avoided the stress of leadership. That may have been the easier option for me to follow, but I chose to step into the unknown. So many people in my position have self-sabotaged by fleeing the challenge, believing that they lack the skills to lead. And this has led to a lot of wrong decisions. Another one is perfectionism. Many women fall into the trap of believing that they must be perfect in every aspect of their work and life. And this is an unrealistic standard. It could lead to burnout and a fear of sharing their work with other people. When I experienced the death of my husband 4 years ago, I faced my own feelings of inadequacy. I felt inadequate as I stepped into the role of running our entire business. There were days when I questioned my ability to lead or to make the vital decisions that needed to be made in order for the business to move forward. But over time, I have learned and grown from this journey. I consciously chose the tougher path, picking up the pieces of my life and rebuilding the business. I had options. I could have sold our assets, taken the money and relocated abroad with my children. I could even have sold the business to indulge in short-term gains. Maybe I have enough money at hand to travel all over the world, buy all the things that I want to buy and all of that stuff. But I realized that this would only have led to temporary relief and would undermine the short-term stability and legacy I wanted to create, not only for myself, but for my children. So by choosing to stay and confront the challenges head-on, I have learned resilience. I have also learned the importance of embracing my journey, imperfections and all. And it's been a process that has been filled with its own ups and downs. But I tell you, and I kid you not, each step has been valuable in building my confidence and affirming my abilities. Procrastination is another one, or over-preparation. We either keep putting off or delaying tasks, or we overwork to prove worth because we are anxious that an imperfect result will confirm what we are scared about, our inadequacy. I had to learn to manage the business, and learning to manage the business by myself required me to accept the truth that I would make mistakes along the way. If I had waited until I felt 100% ready, the business might have faltered. And some other point is choosing short-term relief over long-term growth. This happens when you opt for easy exits. For instance, selling off assets, abandoning goals to avoid discomfort or that fear of sustained pressure, or believing that the struggle isn't worth it. When you look at all the challenges, you ask yourself, is it really worth it? It's better I take the easier way out, In my own case, selling everything and relocating might have offered me some temporary reprieve, but it would have robbed me of the pride and resilience that comes and is forged through rebuilding, and the joy of seeing the number of families who are able to put food on their table because the business did not fall. We have looked at how women self-sabotage. Now, let's look at why they do this. Why do we self-sabotage? Some of the reasons could include internalized stereotypes, societal messages such as the one that says that women are not good leaders, they are too emotional, and they can only do well in the kitchen or at home taking care of children and husband. This kind of thinking can plant seeds of doubt. It could stem from how maybe these women have been socialized by their parents or caregivers as they were growing up. Another one is fear of visibility.